Okay, so when I was in Form 3, I attempted the West African School Certificate examination, and by the time the results came out, we were already in Form 4, okay? But there were two things that happened at that point in time. Number one, I passed the Form 3 Major National Junior Secondary School examinations, and by the time the results came out, I had passed. I was one of the top 3 students in the whole of the school. And then by the time the West African School Certificate examination came out, when we were already in Form 4, I was one of 3 that had 8 credits. So by the time I was in Form 4, I already had 8 credits. Okay, so the thing is, by the time the school system changed and it became 6 years instead of 5 years for high school, you know, I had to do I had to go to the next year, that's Form 6, and I did the exams, and of course I had my credits, you know. I passed, I had all my 8 credits. So what I'm trying to say, by the time I was going into the university, in fact, by the time I finished my secondary school, we finished on a Friday, we left the school on a Friday. You know what happens when high school students finish their school, you know, there's so much excitement and all that. Well, we finished on a Friday, and by Monday, I didn't know, my uncle, one of my uncles, had arranged for me to start working, and I got employment into the oil industry, you know, one of the biggest oil industry in the country, and I didn't spend a day at home, you know, and I was working as a field staff. So it was while I was there, I worked there for like about 2 years, and it was while I was there and I got admission into the university. So in my mind, my life was just making progress. But little did I know that other things were going to happen. So in 1992, when I got into the university, I didn't know what was going to happen. And my life was going on smoothly until circumstances began to happen to me. Now let me say this, what I learned through that experience is this: when life happens to you, and you do all you can within your power to make progress, and life happens to you, never pause your life because it didn't go in the order that you thought it was going to happen. Now, why did I say that? From 1992, I was in that university until 2002. That's how many years? That's 10 years I was in that university. Why? For a number of reasons. Number one, there were accreditation issues because I was originally in biochemistry, and then I moved into medicine. You know, I was in biochemistry up to year 3, and then because I was changing into medicine, I had to drop back to year 2 in medicine, and then we got stuck. But let me say this. One of the most powerful experiences I had through all those 10 years was the fact that I was involved in pioneering a campus fellowship, and I was in that role until I left that university when we were transferred to another university where I eventually graduated as a medical doctor. Now, so I functioned in that role, and it was one of the best times of my life, even though we were stagnated, you know, and of course, of all the people that we were transferred from that class, I was actually the oldest member, because there were other things that happened which I can't go into details here. But what I'm trying to say is this. One of the lessons I learned is this. When life happens to you in the course of pursuing your dreams, never let what you cannot do stop you from doing what you can do. Because in that situation that you are in, there is still something that you can do in your life and with your life that shouldn't stop you, because there are other things that were stopped. Because if you look at the circumstances of your life, there are some things that are out of your control, even though you are playing a part in it. For example, I was in a medical school that had accreditation issues. We couldn't move forward. We were stagnated and we were stopped. We couldn't move forward. And that is not within my power. I mean, I had the books to read, but there was no accreditation to write the exams to make progression in my academics. So we're stuck. But I tell you, one of the things that I did then, and in retrospect, I see that is a principle which I've taken in life, is this: never let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. Find something to keep yourself productively busy. That time period that we stagnated all those years, I spent it and functioned as a life coach, and many people can testify of the fact that I was involved in functioning as a life coach in my undergraduate days, in the university, and by the grace of God, there are testimonies to that. You see, but when I eventually graduated, there are other things that have happened to me in life, which that lesson that I learned in the university, as a life coach on campus, it has helped me to be able to go through other circumstances. There are things that happen to me in the course of life, but I've learned, and it's a lesson. If you can take it to heart and apply it to your life, I believe it's going to make a significant difference in your life. I repeat it: never let what you can't do stop you from doing what you can do. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is. It doesn't matter how bleak things might be looking. There is still something you can do productively, in spite of what you are experiencing, in spite of what you are going through, to still make your life have meaning. All right, I hope this has been insightful. My name is Dr. Oronana, aka Dr. E.O. Paul. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, or if you are following me on the social media, you can, follow me on that social media. Write your comments. If you've learned anything from what I've said so far, you can share it on the comment section, and I'm glad to hear from you. All right, talk again.